What's going on, people? This is Evan L.G. Francis, a.k.a. Mr. Go to Work, and you see, once again, we're in Nickel Park. It ain't over yet, man. It's another event, the biggest event for Richmond every year in the summertime, Soulful Softball Sunday, number 4. And yes, again, we are here. Welcome, guest. Come back, kids. The man who brings the energy, the man who brings the power, Mr. Go to Work. We here. We about to go ahead and check out what's going on, what's bringing 100 on top of hundreds of people together in Richmond, my home city, and the love and spirit of togetherness, man. This is what I'm talking about, all right? We about to go down here, have some fun, check out everything. Let's do it. Go to work.
For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's go to work. For the 6 to 10 night classes, let's put in work. Getting into the gym to win, let's go to work. For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's put in work. For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's go to work. For the 6 to 10 night classes, let's put in work. Getting into the gym to win, let's go to work. For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's go to work. 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 Go to work.
What's going on, people? This is Evan L.G. Francis, a.k.a. Mr. Go to Work, and right now I am here with somebody very important who's gonna want your vote November 6th, man. This is Richmond, California. Let me introduce you to the Vice Mayor, Melvin Willis. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good. Just happy to be out here in the community. How's it going with you?
I'm great, man. This is a Soulful Softball Sunday once again. So what brought you out here amongst all these people, amongst all your constituents? What brought you out here to enjoy the festivities?
I mean, it's a community event, and me as a public servant, when community members are saying, like, showing up to city council saying, hey, we having this really important event, it's all of us coming together and being together not only as people, but particularly us being black folks in the neighborhood. Like, when I talk to folks in the community, some folks feel like we're so separated, but this just shows, like, no, we're not. We can come together, we can have fun, we can enjoy each other, but also raise awareness about gun violence and violence in our community, how that impacts us as community members, how that impacts folks as victims and our youth, and really pushing that narrative like we can start to change that. We can be together in peace, and also celebrate and just have a good old softball game and meet other people that are having services provided to folks that may not be out there. So that's why I'm out here, because community is what I'm all about. I'm also a community organizer at the same time.
See, I was about to just ask you to get into that because I was familiarized with a little bit of your history and what's led you up to this point. Mm-hmm. So why don't you go ahead and do the same for our folks here, kind of give them a little bit of your background, your history a little bit.
Yeah, so I've been in Richmond my whole life with my mom, who raised me as a single parent because my dad died 12 days before I was born, and I graduated from high school in 2008, but that's when the recession hit, and when I did try to go to college, I was eligible for grants, but they were like, you ain't going to get your money till next year. I'm like, but I need my books right now. So I just started working and eventually came across this job that was just hiring people to $12 an hour, do some outreach, knock on some doors, bring them out to a meeting. And what came out of that meeting was people bringing up issues and concerns about blight in the neighborhood, the safety concerns, how they feel about living next to it, how they feel living in their own neighborhoods. And that led to 200 people coming together in a town hall meeting their mayor at the time, Gail McLaughlin, their councilwoman, Jovanka Beckles, and their police chief to really raise issues around community blight, community safety, and doing something about to hold these blighted property owners accountable for making a mess in the community, which led to us passing a law that says if you have a vacant property, register it with the city so we can keep track of it. And since the 7 years I've been organizing and being on the council, we passed rent control and just cause for eviction, and just this year we gathered 600,000 signatures to repeal a state law that limits rent control called Costa-Hawkins. Yeah, there's a law called Costa-Hawkins that got passed 20 years ago that tells cities that have rent control, like, you can have it, but you can't cover everybody. you can only cover buildings built before 1995, but if you got a single family home, if you got like a condo or a building built after 1995, they're not covered under rent control. So we just came together as a state, ACE Action, the Housing Now Coalition, a bunch of politicians gathered signatures to get it on the ballot as Prop 10. So people vote yes on Prop 10, the rent control that we passed in Richmond in 2016, which was the first rent control to pass in California's history in 30 years, will expand to more people, so you won't be seeing these 200, 300, 400, 500, sometimes double the rent increases in 1 year, stabilizing communities. And this is an issue that affects black and brown people the most, and we're the ones that get pushed out of communities when rents go up. And it's about stabilizing our communities and being where we're from, not being forced out. And increasing the minimum wage, fighting for workers' rights, immigrant rights. Like, that's all the things I've been about working on that council and as an organizer. And that's why I show up to things like this, because this just shows the beautiful change that we're able to create when we come together as a community member, break down all barriers and borders, all the turf hopping, and just actually be together and just celebrate the fact that we have a beautiful city to be proud of.
Straight up, man. And you mentioned something again. This is perfect, man, because you segue right into where I'm trying to segue into.
Oh, really?
So it's perfect.
Wasn't planned.
No, we did not plan this at all. I promise you. I promise you. But so, bro, we're pretty much from similar generations. You know, we've seen a lot of this city. The not too savory parts and the parts that make you really hope for better things and kind of see better things. So my question is, like, with events like this and kind of the changing of the narrative that like a lot of the people are doing, what do you see for the future of our city? Because we know what the past entailed. We know where we're going right now. But where do you see the city moving to in the future? And what's your main motive for the mayoral seat?
Where I see the city going, when we see events like this, it didn't have this many people at first. It started to build up into something real special where you got players showing up. You got the first female and first black person to be district attorney in Contra Costa's history of Contra Costa County showing up here. And where I see is community members being more invested in what's happening. And I'm knowing that the city of Richmond is looking attractive to a lot of people, because when we pass laws and do something, everybody else is like, oh, wait, that's a good idea. Yeah. So my goal as a mayor, if I win, is to make sure that these improvements continue to progress, but not just progress forward, progress with the people who are already here being a part of that. Right. We've seen what's happening in San Francisco. We see what's happening in Oakland, Berkeley. We're being pushed out of the communities that we have generations of history in, communities that we want to be a part of and can't afford. And my goal is to redevelop the city of Richmond while working together with community members to make sure that we are developing the city of Richmond without displacement, that we can build up our home and stay in our home and have something to be proud of, that we can continue to provide more programs for youth services, we can continue to deal with our recidivism and incarceration rate that disproportionately hurts people of color, we can continue to really get jobs that actually pay a living wage and hold developers accountable to make sure that they're not taking advantage of the workers. And the only way we do that, in my opinion, is not just going to take 7 people on the board, and it's not going to take one mayor. It's going to take those 7 people working with their 110,000 constituents to build that community vision and actually be that public representative, get that vision, and represent the people that elected you to be there, and honor the integrity of politics and honor your city that you're running from and trying to represent. And that's what I want to bring as mayor of Richmond.
All right, my man. Now, last question. To the people out there, because they always say, even from the general election, national to a smaller election, a lot of people feel like a lot of the time their vote doesn't matter, or they shouldn't vote, or they always find a reason or excuse not to. So tell people right now, why is it important, especially for local elections, why is it important for them to go out there and vote?
All right. First and foremost, if people's vote didn't matter, I would not have won in 2016 with the top vote. I'm a man that grew up in a single person household with a single mom raising me on a poverty wage. graduated out of high school, didn't complete college, and yet somehow when I ran for city council last minute and carried a message of community members, because that's what I am. I'm an outlet for the people I talk to. I got the top vote. Now, if votes really didn't matter, I would not be here right now talking about I'm running for mayor. If votes didn't matter, we wouldn't have passed rent control and just cause for eviction with 65% of the vote. We wouldn't have increased minimum wage by $15 an hour. There's a lot of sketchy stuff that happens in our politics. That is true. But if you really want your voice to be heard, it's important to turn out and just fill out that ballot and hope for the best, because at least exercising your right to vote and exercising your voice is a whole lot better than being silent and allowing somebody else to make the decision on your behalf, saying this is what I want as a voter. So if you really want to see a change, even if you don't believe on it, make sure your voice is actually heard, because other people will be making those decisions if you don't show up. Rent control, myself, minimum wage, health care for the undocumented, that's because we all worked and engaged in our politics to make sure we held people accountable. The first female and first black district attorney in Contra Costa's history, that happened because people turned out and got out to vote to make sure that happened, because there was a Republican opposition that didn't care about youth, didn't care about supporting people in recidivism, supported the death penalty, and this is a woman who wants to change the criminal justice system, and the only reason that was able to happen is because we engaged with folks and got people out to vote. So make sure your voices are heard, and if you want a real vision, a real change in the community, show up. And for folks like me that are in public office, hold us accountable, make sure we listen to you, and make sure that we're at the table at all these conversations so we can do the best we can with what we got and create a beautiful city.
Straight up, man. Now, where can the people find you if they want to look you up, if they want to get in touch? Where can they look you up, my man?
I mean, you can look up my Facebook, Melvin Willis. I got a picture with me and Danny Glover with a selfie. I mean, I watched him in movies. I was like, man.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
They missed that one.
My phone number is public, so people can hit me up at 510-837-4880.
Okay.
Email me at melvin4richmond@gmail.com, which is MELVINFOR richmond@gmail.com. And also reach out to the City Council office at 440 Civic Center Plaza and schedule a meeting with me, and I just meet with constituents to figure out what's going on, and at least I'm honest and accessible to figure out that even if we can't figure out a solution, I still want to know what the issue is so we can start to at least have that conversation and build towards the solution.
There you go, people. November 6th. Look this man up. Vote for him if he's talking about what you feel is talk.
And I'm running this campaign taking no corporate money whatsoever, only from people and labor unions and working people, because that's what makes our community strong, not big business interests that don't really have investment in our community.
Straight up, and that's very important, bro. No corporate donations, none of that, bro. This dude is here for the community, by the community, all right? Check this man out, get all that info on him, and if he's talking about what he's talking about, like, that's important to you, because all that was important to me. I'm all for the progressive future stuff, man. Like, this is what it's about. Get out there and vote. It's important. Look at my man.
Got our Team Richmond sign right there. Other two candidates running for city council.
Team Richmond.
Eduardo Martinez, Otto Racinos, no corporate money, and support everything I was just talking about.
There you go. Check them out. Thank you very much, my man.
All right. Good talking to you.
I look forward to your successes, my man.
Thank
like,
you so
seriously,
much.
thank you for talking to us. And you guys, much more to come. Soulful Softball Sunday is going down. Eat healthy, speak healthy, live healthy. Go to work. Yeah, let's go. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. What's going on, people? This is Evan LG Francis, a.k.a. Mr. Go to Work. And today we're still at Soulful Softball Sunday, the biggest event in Richmond right now. But we got a special young man right here. I bumped into him, and once I caught a glimpse of what he was doing, I was like, yo, we got to talk, bro. We got to talk. So I know you. Go ahead and tell the people who you are and what you're doing.
How y'all doing? My name is Dimlis Johnson III, and I'm currently running for Richmond City Council. Born and raised here in the city of Richmond, born at Brookside Hospital, raised in the Iron Triangle, as we call it, the Deep Sea. Lived in Kennedy Manor for a short while. Went to Easter Hill Preschool, Steege Elementary, Portland Middle School. Hey, right here from Richmond, you guys, running for Richmond City Council on November 6th. I need your vote.
Man, no, hold on. Enlighten the people. This is the crazy part. How old are you, man?
25 years old.
That's crazy, bro. And it's not even crazy like that because we should be out here doing stuff like this, but it's just crazy because it's not really seen in our community, right? So tell me just a little bit about what you see out here that you would like to change. What are the issues and things that are affecting you and affecting our community that you would like to see change?
Well, my platform most definitely includes public safety, community engagement, and economic empowerment. What I'm seeing out here is, our streets are, we can't do this too often, and I really would like to bring back that old Richmond feeling where we can just all come together and have a good time. So, that's decreasing as much violence as we possibly can, increasing community policing, making sure we got the mental health and trauma services in the community, making sure we got the maternity services in the community so that way we can live healthy, holistic lives. And then also on the economic side, making sure that everybody that wants to own a legitimate business can have the resources and the help to own one. And then on the employment side, creating a school to union pipeline so that way people can get those nice union jobs with worker benefits, protection, good wages, be able to buy a house right here in the city of Richmond. And then also on my platform, I have public safety, as I said before, decreasing the gun violence and making sure that our streets are safe, and community engagement. I'm gonna have my feet in these streets no matter what the results are. This is my neighborhood, this is my city, so I want to make sure that we're safe, that we're happy, and that we're living good lives. And as I said before, I grew up here in the city of Richmond. I'm fourth generation Richmond, California. My great-grandparents came here to work in the shipyards. And I want to make sure that we are still a city that people want to come to and have fun. Soulful Sunday shouldn't be the only time that we get together to enjoy being from Richmond.
Man, that's truth. And the crazy thing about it is maybe a few years back, seeing somebody as young as you, being from here, you know what I'm saying? Running for the office that you're running for,
yes, indeed.
It'd have been unheard of because most of us would have just been busy doing the street stuff or doing, what they wanted us to do. But I always tell people, every event we go to, we're better than what they portray in the media, right?
Exactly.
So what do events, even though we need more of this, we need more things like this, and it shouldn't just take something like this for us to get together like this. What is it that things like this do, like events like this do for the community?
Well, events like this, it is the community. It gives people from different neighborhoods a chance to come together and meet each other, find out about each other, and really humanize each other. It humanizes a lot of individuals who you wouldn't otherwise see or interact with. And then at the same time, it creates that village environment and that village mentality. Say for example, these kids at the park, everybody watching them kids. Ain't not one person watching them kids. If an elder was to fall down right now, it'll probably be 5 to 10 people rushing to help that individual. That's what events like this does. It reminds us that we're all still one and we're all still the same community and we still need each other. Past just like your certain neighborhood or your certain project that you live in, we're a whole city.
Yeah.
And we only as strong as our weakest link. And that's why we got to come together to make sure that we all have the support and love of one another. And that's what events like this do. It reminds us that we are still one and that we still got each other back and we still can come together.
There you go, my man. So where exactly you running like a straight up unique grassroots campaign, man?
Yes,
where can the people find you, learn more about you? So when this thing comes up on November 6th, because it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
So when this thing comes up and people want to vote for you, where can they really learn about you? Where can they find out about you? Where can they look you up?
So you can go ahead and check me out on my website, votedimlessjohnson.com. Once again, that's votedimlessjohnson.com. Or you can go ahead and check us out on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at votedimlessjohnson. Or you can go ahead and give me a call, 510-375-1942. Once again, that's 510-375-1942. Stop by the campaign office. We located in Hilltop Mall. The shops at Hilltop, formerly known as Hilltop Mall, right upstairs next to Macy's. And we're there, and if you don't see us there, just write your number and stick it through the gate and I will give you a call. But most definitely check us out online, come find us in person, or call my cell phone. As I always tell people, it's the only cell phone I got, so feel free to hit me up anytime.
There you go. People, this dude is 25, hold this up for me so they can see it. 25 years old, man, from this city, bro. Get this dude a call, and he's running for city council. You hear me, man? This is crazy. This is unheard of out here. So this dude needs your vote. This dude needs your support. Get on the line. Check this dude out. Check out his site. Do all that good stuff. I want to thank you once again for being the guest, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys.
This is big, man. Richmond, support your own. We about to get it in. More stuff to come. Till then, eat healthy, speak healthy, live healthy. Go to work. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. It's all good.
What's going on, people? This is Evan L.G. Francis, a.k.a. Mr. Go to Work. And right now, I'm in the middle of a power sandwich right here. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot going on. So we working hard, we're doing all this stuff, and we got two guests that I'm just gonna let these guys introduce themselves.
Yes. So I'm Dave Schoenthal. I'm running for Richmond City Council this year, 2018. You have three choices. Look, I'm leading as a servant leader. What can I do for the people of Richmond on the ground in the neighborhood? With that, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I appreciate the opportunity.
Appreciate you. My man, who are you?
Well, my name is Kevin Steele. I'm with the California Classic Plays and Grades, and basically what we do is we help students get into college through sports. And without the sport part, you can't, without the grades part, I should say, you can't play college or go to the next level. You want to go to the next level. So, just follow our plan, follow the program, and we can get you there.
Now, this is a question for both men right here. We both, like being in Richmond, we've all known the stigma of what it's been like.
Oh, let me stop you. I'm not trying to stop you, but I'm from the LA section.
No worries.
Okay.
But so knowing the demographic though, we know what it's like being here, what the stigma is and all of that. What do events like this do to kind of change that perspective and the perception of it all?
Well, Richmond is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, right? And this allows Richmond to shine in all its glory, right? Everybody coming together, smiling, laughing, having a good time, and sharing the experience of Richmond, right? The true colors of Richmond are here. And this gives us an opportunity to see each other. It's like a family reunion.
There you go.
It's beautiful. So it's just another way to say, hey, world, we're not what you see on TV.
Exactly.
We are right here, we are Richmond, and we're doing really incredible, beautiful things. So come on out to Richmond. It's a Sunday of fun.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're better than the media portrays us as. So for you, my man, especially being not even in the area like from me, but you're in the Southern California area.
Yes, sir.
So you're coming out here. What's the vibe like out here for Soulful Softball Sunday right now? What are you getting out of this?
I have to say this is amazing. We on the bus on the way up here, we were like LA to the Bay. So and we got up here and we feel welcomed. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day out here. It's a beautiful day to bond together as men, not just one demographic of people, just as men, and we know nobody's out here tripping. I'm going back now to my but nobody out here doing nothing that they ain't supposed to be doing. Just out here bonding and having a love for one another. Because right now you got some serious people out there playing, and when I mean back in their heyday, these are Crips and Bloods that couldn't walk down the street without it's gonna go down. So it's a beautiful thing.
And that's why I say it's changing. Like the mind frame of people, I feel like it's changing. So that's what I mean to say too. When we talk about the past, we already did that. The present is where we're at now. Now, when we talk about the future of the city and the future of California in general, where do you see, especially running for city council, What are your views, and where do you see the city going forward?
Well, it's a great question, by the way. Look, we're not going to get any help from the feds. We're not going to get help on the state level. So we got to help ourselves, right? So what I see is communities coming together at the neighborhood level. There's 40 plus neighborhood councils in Richmond. And what if we got together and we thought, hey, what do we do in our neighborhood? Like this, right here, there's a ground up. And then we built that vision from the ground up. And not just wait, okay, we're gonna wait for somebody to give us, money or attention. Let's build it from the ground up. And so what I've been doing is getting people together in these workshops, collaborative solutions workshops, where people may disagree, and that's we want conflict. But conflict with respect, where we see each other, we look at each other, and we build together. And we've already had ideas like community policing, but connecting to each other, right? And affordable housing. How do we do that? We need to build more, but we don't want to just build anything, right? And we build that up with a dream together. So I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about the future.
Gotta get it, man. That's
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, and the main thing with you, because I wanted to ask you this question, because it kind of correlates. We know what the past has been like, on even with the grades and with things like that, because eligibility for sports, that has quelled a lot of people from actually getting to go to college and do things like that. So with having organizations like this now, what do you see going on for the future? Do you see this just blowing up to where we can bring people from California?
Well, actually, yeah, that's like he said, a great question, because we're already doing that. We're bringing California section. When I mean California, we have Oakland, our Richmond. We have Sacramento, we have Los Angeles. We have 3 sections out there, and then we have the Inland Empire. But what we did that was so amazing, we brought in Mississippi and Louisiana. Okay? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now we're looking at hopefully bringing in a team from Texas and Alabama, and what that does is shows the scouting teams from different colleges that we're just as good as you don't have to go far to look for a wide receiver or a lineman, because we're just as good as they are.
There you go. All right, guys, so we're winding it down a little bit. So I did want to ask another question that's very important, though, for both of you. Why is it important? Because a lot of the people will say right now in the time we in that our vote don't matter. Our vote isn't important. Like, our vote, why do we vote, right? So tell the people, especially in the local level, why voting is important.
Because it's your vote. Don't let somebody else tell you that your vote's not worthwhile. Because every person counts, every person's voice counts, and it's important that we have that voice rise up, right? Because we've had too many people and too many special interests for so many years telling us this is what it's about, when it should be from the people.
There you go.
And your voice, every voice counts. So register to vote, get out and vote. Do not think for a hot second that your voice doesn't count, because what'll happen is another 45 will happen.
There you go.
I don't even want to mention his name.
Another 45.
He's not my president.
Just a number.
And I want to call up my president, our president, President Obama, back. But in the meantime, you got to get out and vote to make that change, to make that difference. As I'm saying these days, it's ride the wave. We're going to ride the blue wave. We're going to bring it back.
We're going to bring it back.
Yes, sir. Yes,
My
sir.
man. So, final question for you. And it's going to correlate again. We were talking about why votes matter. Now, at the same time, school programs, a lot of things like that in California have been kind of cut down a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And so maybe that emphasis on playing sports isn't as there for certain kids because they don't see the programs visible there, right?
Correct.
So tell me and tell the young folks watching this right now, why does sports matter and why does school still matter right now?
Well, sports matter because, again, you might not have the grade. You have to have the grades to play, but you may not be the most. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. But anyway, let's digress. I can't think of it.
I'm looking with
Yeah, but sports matters because again, we was just talking about this. Schools in California have taken away the wood shops and the metal shops. Everybody can't play sports. You know what I mean? And so they need the bands and they need the drum lines and they need people that do other things. You know, it's just like this gentleman. He probably didn't play sports. I'm not saying you didn't, but he probably was in. Okay. Well, what I'm saying, what I'm going with that is because he probably was in a student council. So student council led him to be running for the city council. You see what I'm saying? So it's a gateway. Yes, it's gateway. So
you're saying it was like the heart and soul, right? That's the heart and soul.
Right.
Like we can get reading, writing, arithmetic, but the heart and soul, why they come to school is that sports or that art or that class, that one class that's about them.
Or that one teacher
Yes.
that was teaching that class and now it's not there.
There you go.
And a lot of people came for that one teacher.
That's true.
And now it's like, what's going on? California. Look, whoever running the schools in California, bring back the arts.
Amen.
Bring back the
Yeah,
arts
right
because
there, right there.
we're keeping these kids in school with the arts.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, let's keep our kids out of the system and keep them in the classroom.
46th in student spending in the state, in the country.
No way.
46. We're one of the lowest.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
46.
I didn't
So,
know that.
and my sport was surfing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. That's a crazy statistic, but that just shows you, right? Richmond, after like really listening to what they just said, we got to keep informing ourselves.
Yeah.
We got to keep knowing these facts. That's something I had no clue about. That's a very important fact.
Now, I'm just to finish this off.
Yeah.
Parents, please start sending your kids to college
Yeah.
by the 9th grade because that's when they start calculating your grades to graduate from high school.
Gotcha.
So if they start sending and they can take an online class or one class in college, you get 10 credits compared to 5 credits in high school.
I didn't even know that.
And guess what? Guess how much the parents are gonna pay to send their kids to college?
How much?
It's zero. It's free.
Got you.
It's free.
Got you.
Take advantage
Take advantage.
because the schools ain't gonna tell you.
There
Take
you go.
advantage.
All right, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, man. First and foremost, Richmond. This is important. From the politics to the arts to the schools to the sports, everything is important. All this is community-based, and it's all important stuff. So I want to thank both of you for coming up.
Thank
and
you. Thank you
please,
for having us.
No, thank you, man. So any place that social media that they can find you?
They can go online to my website to showenthal4richmond.com. That's a 10-letter last name, SCHOENTHALFOR Richmond.com. Thank you.
And we're at California Classic PlaysAndGrades.com.
Got you. Thank these guys for coming, being great guests. Thank you for everything you do for the community. Thank you for coming by. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for doing everything you're doing in your community. That's important, just as important.
We're not trying to do in our community. Also at Bay, Texas,
LA,
wherever we need
everywhere,
it.
right?
Wherever we need it.
Thank you guys. Keep watching, and as usual, eat healthy, speak healthy, live healthy. Go to work. Yes. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice job, man.
Man, that was crazy. See, what I love about Soulful Softball Sunday is that every year it's an improvement. Every year they get better. This folks came all the way from LA to play this game in the spirit of love and just competition and fellowship and all these things, man. Like one of the guests said a minute ago, these guys who were Crips and Bloods couldn't even walk down the street without somebody having to be a casualty. Now they both sides came down to Richmond, California to play with brothers and sisters from our community that have some of the same stigmas and plagues going on in the community. What I'm saying is this year, Soulful Softball Sunday's theme to me was growth. Growth inside and out. So I'm very proud to be a part of this event. I'm very proud to be a part of the community. And I'm very, very, very proud to be your host. Thank you very much, you guys. Keep watching for however long this goes. Thank you guys. We love you. keep positive, and eat healthy, speak healthy, live healthy. Go to work.